chill. Shame is a very powerful motivator for change behavior, right? I think
I can get with that.
Victor Wembanyama, Anthony Edwards, Cade Cunningham, I think these guys, the future faces of the NBA, must come out and actively oppose tanking. I think they have to go out and they have to set a precedent to say, okay, I understand organizations are doing this. I understand the media is normalizing it. I understand fans are rooting for it. But we are the players on the court and we are not going to do this. We, as a band of brothers, are going to make a decision among our stars that if another team is going to tank, we're going to beat them by like 80, 90, 100 points. We're going to make you national headline news.
If you're gonna do what they wanted, no, they're gonna lose.
Yeah, Mars, you don't understand because bro, you don't have a competitive bone in your body. You don't know what you're talking about.
That doesn't help it.
I know where Penn's going.
It does. It does because we're not.
Wembanyama and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander are not gonna stop upholding franchise owners.
Ron, you about to set a world record for being on the wrong side of every argument in an entire episode.
Hey, look, check it out. I'm tanking.
Okay.
I want to be on the
wall. Okay. You're tanking, but I don't think you understand the optics of losing a game by 80. Your fan base is going to turn on you. No, hold on. Let me just say this. As a fan of a team that just tanked last year, hang on. As a fan of a team that just tanked very openly last year and made no secret of the fact that they were tanking last year, let me tell you what really the experience was like. Fans were cool with 2 3-point losses. They were like, oh, they were not okay getting stomped by 45, bro. They were not okay.
You know the difference,
the brand gets hurt when you lose by 50, 60, 70 points.
Sure,
people have to answer questions. People get fired.
But here got the difference with that though, Penn. How y'all doing this year?
We're fine. We traded for Brandon
people
Ingram
don't care about y'all losing by 40 last year. People don't care about y'all losing by 40.
But they did in the moment. Show like my point. My point is, if we can get the stars to speak out on this openly, and no one's going to stop them from speaking out on this. Okay, so if Wemby gets out on a microphone, as he is prone to doing, and he gets all philosophical and starts going in his bag and saying, "Listen, I'm here to compete, and what I did with the All-Star game, I want to do that with the regular season." So you know what? If you're gonna come out and you're gonna dress G League players, I'm gonna treat them like G League players, and I'm gonna block 100 shots in the game. I'm gonna set world records against you. I'm gonna make sure that your league chill. You're gonna get your wish. That bullshit lineup, I am putting 100 on them. I'm gonna drop 100 on y'all. So this is the point. When the stars, when the stars refuse,
it's just about the historic performance.
When the stars, okay, when the stars refused,
he was going to do that this year.
Yeah, he did, but that was more like a.
And then they proceeded to lose to the Jazz.
Exactly.
Okay, hey man, if he actually follows through on it, I guess what I'm saying is if the stars start talking about it, the media will start talking about it, and the whole thing will cement itself. And we will no longer look at teams. We will know because real talk, I know the Spurs did tank for David Robinson, but that was not a very loud thing that was happening. He was injured. They hushed it up. I think the issue right now is not the teams are tanking. Teams have always tanked. The issue is how many teams are tanking, how they're tanking, how brazenly, openly people are rooting for losing, and how much rooting for losing in a game, in a league that is supposed to be about winning games, has completely depleted the product of any meaning whatsoever. We don't care until we crown a champion. There's
literally
games.
But you think that's because of Ron? I don't know what Mike.
I care. I don't know.
You care about regular season results? You care about Jazz Hornets?
I care about watching.
You care about Jazz Hornets tomorrow or Thursday? You care about that
watching the Hornets? Yeah, I care about watching.
I didn't ask you if you enjoyed it. I said you care about the result.
I don't care about the result.
But Pitt, even if they weren't tanking, nobody would care about the results anyways. Like
I'm not invested in the result.
An hour ago, somebody has to be garbage.
Look, man.
Like we could go right now. We could go look at the Big 12 conference, your favorite conference in America right now. Mm-hmm. There are bottom feeder teams in that league. I promise you, they're not tanking because they're like, oh, we'll get more NIL money next year. No, they are actively trying to win. The 2 bottom teams that play in that league, they're going to be low in attendance just because they suck. That's just what it is.
bro. Every
But,
single time,
however,
every time I'll cook,
but
you
I
want to
bet
spit
you-
in my pan.
I
Come
bet
on, man.
you. I bet you. I'm making that trash ass ingredient better. But I bet you, if you took the 5th worst team in that league and you told that team halfway through the league play, if you finish last, you will get the most NIL money next year in the conference, and we'll incentivize you with some other things. And on top of that, we'll give you a couple extra scholarships for transfers. I bet you that team will lose the rest of the games.
Oklahoma State is not intentionally trying to be bad.
Utah
is not trying to be bad, Ron. They're just bad.
Utah right now is not trying to be bad, Joe.
Utah is at the bottom of the Big 12. They're awful.
You're talking about the Utes.
Oh,
you talking about
my bad.
They're awful. They're not trying to be bad. They're just bad.
I would take you
teams
back
in the league that are just going to suck.
2 years ago.
And not because they're not trying to be better, because they are trying to be better. I honestly think that the Wizards, they had a plan this year. I do. I really felt like they had a plan this year. They did not have a plan to be the worst at the bottom of the Eastern Conference again. No, they didn't.
Hey, Penn, and after this point, we gotta move on to the next segment.
I got you.
You got it.
2 years and a couple months ago, Cade Cunningham sat in front of a press conference and tried to explain why his team had just lost, I think, 25 or 26 straight games. And he said, we are not this bad. And I felt like really bad for him in that moment, because the entire world was tuning into Pistons games to watch them lose. It is an embarrassment. It is an embarrassment for the league, and it was an embarrassment for Detroit, and people were not with it. I promise you, nobody in the world was rooting for a win more than Pistons fans, because it was humiliating to have the entire league talking about your team being this trash, to have a player already. Now listen, the Bobcats, the egregious Bobcats of 7-win Bobcats, they were an embarrassment to the NBA. What I'm saying is, if Wemby gets his stars in line, if we get the stars on these winning teams, Luka, Wemby, whatever, and we just say we're not going to play in a league that has such a low bar for competitive balance, and we're going to embarrass these teams to the point where they're not going to be able to do this, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to go on podcasts. We're going to talk about it. We're going to say we don't want to do this anymore. We don't like tanking. We as the players want to compete on every single night. We're sick and tired of teams sitting fully healthy players. We're sick and tired of the fans being deprived of games that they absolutely want to see. I'm sorry. I understand that Domantas Sabonis is not on a championship contender, but I want to see Domantas versus Karl-Anthony Towns, and I can't see it if they both
Nobody wants
miss.
to watch Domantas.
Yo, you're not
like respectfully. I'm not.
What I'm saying
is, and it's not even Domantas. It's not even Domantas. It doesn't matter who the Kings play against. Nobody wants to watch the Kings play because they're just not good. So if I'm already not good,
and who is watching them play every night, Ron? Who's going to this arena to watch the Kings play?
Penn. Don't.
Who is like?
No, the Kings have loyal fans.
I'm being hyperbolic. Obviously, I'm saying, like, if the Kings come to my city, if I'm the OKC Thunder, the fans are gonna be less. They're going to have less incentives to want to go watch them play as opposed to other teams.
Win, I don't know why we're playing. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
You're playing to win. You just brought up the Pistons losing 30-odd games or whatever it was. The year before that, or a couple years before that, they got Cade Cunningham. You want to know why? Because they sucked. But they got rewarded for sucking. They got Cade Cunningham. The next year, they got who they got. The next year, or Jaden Ivey. The next year, they got Jalen Duren. They kept stacking up these picks from being bad, and now, would you look at it now? They're one of the best teams in the East. There is a bright side to losing. You guys want everything to be roses and butterflies. In order for a tree to blossom and become the type of tree that it needs to be, the tree has to do some nasty, icky stuff down in the dirt. The tree has to spread its roots. The tree, the seed has to blossom. You know what like it takes time. Like you can't just because you say, oh, we're unactivating the tank, that doesn't mean that you're not going to be good. No, so my thing is, like, sometimes you have to put out a bad product for that product to develop and become good. Like I'm sorry, y'all. Like I'm able to look into the future, and I can look past us tanking for a season and a half to become.
You're not looking back at the future no more.
I'm still looking back at the future. Like,
he ain't looking back.
But
the dirty, nasty stuff, Ron, is called developing my young players. You know what I'm saying? Getting better.
what I'm saying? That's the dirty, nasty stuff. The dirty, nasty stuff is actually coaching. The dirty, nasty stuff is getting better at all levels. From your young players, from drafting better. When you have an 8 to 16 draft pick, doing some research, trying to find a player that fits into your system. That's dirty, nasty. Dirty and nasty.
Sometimes we got to be actually dirty and nasty.
Dirty
get better
and
at
nasty.
losing. Sometimes we got to be that nasty.
Is hiring people that know how to develop players. Dirty and nasty is hiring somebody that knows how to break down film and point out where you're fucking up. That's what's dirty and nasty. What you're talking about, you're not talking about getting into the gym and doing the one workouts in the thrusters. The thrusters. You're talking about getting a BBL. That's not dirty and nasty. That's the cheap route.
Well,
that's
actually,
what
it
you're
is
talking
dirty
about.
and nasty. It's just nasty.
The dirty and nasty part is getting in the gym, changing your diet. You know what I'm saying? Hitting some front squats, doing some clean and jerk. The dirty and nasty part ain't getting no shot injections.
The gym ain't gonna fix all these scallywags. All right, some of them just got. The only thing that can help you is the doctor. Some of them, the only thing that can help you is what's his name, Dr.
Miami.
Yeah, Dr. Miami's your only hope for some people.
Yeah, well, I just ain't as superficial as y'all. My bad.
But shout out to LA too. I don't mind me a BBL or two. However, y'all,
we saw a couple bad ones out there, but goodness.
We also
bad BBL bad isn't bad.
No, bad isn't bad. Yeah, it was some bad BBL.
But we seen some bad isn't good.
It's the panel. Religion get built on cam. Where the check throw smoke and the host go ham. You ain't never seen hoops out hit the raw. Every take got weight, every night we drop. This that barbershop. Courtside, worldwide tone. Welcome to the only show that really feel like numbers jumping like the score.